Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Commodities Weekly Brief. And today we'll be doing analysis on natural gas, the US dollar, oil, gold, and silver. And we'll be looking at their support and resistance levels, as well as the most likely scenario where I think price will be heading into later this week. And if you guys are looking for the stock market update video, I did that one yesterday. So if you guys are looking for the QQQs and the 7 mega cap techs, Meta, Tesla, Amazon, Google, Microsoft, Apple, and NVIDIA, take a look at the video from yesterday. All right, let's get started on natural gas. So natural gas futures and G on the 8-hour time frame. And make sure to click this B80J adjusted for contract changes right here in the bottom right corner. So your chart won't have those gaps and it will look like my charts. All right, so it's been an absolute full bear control. Talked about this last week. Ever since we broke here, we're likely going to come down to here. And then we did get that bounce, right? It's just a slight bounce. And as long as the trend is intact for the bears, bears are going to keep driving things down, especially for natural gas, right? We know it's a bear trending name. You can see when it goes up, it kind of grinds very slowly, choppy, and then when it trends on the bear side, it just goes, right? You can see big move down, just pivot being set, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. So no trend changes yet on the 8-hour. And currently, it's pretty clear that the 8-hour EMA 12, this teal looking line, which is the exponential moving average 12, is going to continue to act as a resistance on the 8-hour as long as it keeps trending. See rejection here, a slight rejection there, and didn't even get there. 4-hour is not as clear. You can see we kind of got over it, but we did kind of reject here and here. So 4-hour and 8-hour both works. And are we getting to a spot where we might bounce is the question here for all of us. Probably that everyone wants to know. So we are kind of getting close to the lows, right? This low is the prior lows, and this low is the prior lows, prior low. So we are coming into some level of support, but bulls are not showing any signs of it, right? We pretty much just closed low of the day. So let's take a zoom in to the 15 minutes to see what it looks like, right? We reached that level around here on Friday, and bulls tried a little bit to play a little bit of defense here, right? Bounced a little bit around this 2.257, bounced a little bit here, and then it just kind of couldn't do anything. It's pretty much a bear flag here, and then it ended up confirming that bear flag. So for me to see if the bulls are actually playing defense here is that we either gap up above this little structure here overnight, pretty much in a couple hours. Futures open, so either we gap up here, above here, and then that was kind of just like a little mini fake out, or just people, getting rid of their positions end of the day on Friday, and then we end up holding that level. Even if we do hold this level and bounce, we still have a ton of room back up to the resistance, right? We need a big enough bounce, that's like a V shape, to potentially have space to form that higher low, to form higher high. So all these bounces along the way are very small, and it keeps on rejecting the 4-hour EMA. So even if we bounce all the way back up 3%, right, we're still underneath the EMAs. So unless we start changing the trend, so bulls first move needs a big enough bounce where now it creates enough room where we can pull back to create for that trend change. So that's the bare minimum for bulls. If they can't do that, bears are going to just continuing to bring it down on every bounce and bring it down on every bounce. So we'll see if it even shapes up for the bulls. For bears, right? Just keep on letting the trend play out a little bit. We are getting a little bit oversold, so keep an eye on watch on that. So once it starts to form some kind of a base and it stops trending and we break above the EMAs, then that may be a sign to cover your shorts. But overall, the trend is still intact on the downside, but we are getting to that area where it's starting to get a little bit oversold, and we are coming to some level of support. If we do break 2.2, then I'm looking closer to this 2.09. And if we break that, then we're looking at definitely this like $2 psychological level, where it's this black trending line, where it goes all the way back here and goes all the way back here and it goes all the way back here. So that's pretty much the last level of support, but we will see if it even gets there. That's another like what? I mean, yeah, it's doable, 8%, but we'll see. If it drops like a rock, or kind of like this, where it trends like that, all the way down to there to the 8%, then I'm interested to potentially try to nail the lows. Otherwise, nailing the lows for NatGas is pretty tough. If you do end up nailing the lows, right, and it bounces, right, you would obviously take profit because you're playing counter trend, unless you actually form the trend in your favor. But for now, let's see where bears want to take this. Those are the two scenarios I'm looking at, and let's take a look at UNG. If you guys want to learn more about technical analysis, go to my YouTube link, and there's a Patreon link below. If you guys just want to support the channel as well, check out that Patreon YouTube link. All right, UNG, similar idea, right? NatGas, it's pretty much at that lows. So UNG is a similar idea. So it pretty much just follows NatGas, just a different month contract. So if this cracks below this low, around underneath this 2.2, then it will also crack around this 12.7 range. Yeah, so let's see if NatGas can pull it off, maybe bounce there and get that big enough room. If not, I would say just going to continue the trend on the 4-hour, 8-hour downtrend. Where it's at, EMA 12. All right, let's take a look at US dollar. US dollar here is just lasting off. So essentially, when we came down to here, the rate cuts started to be priced out. So and then there's less and less rate cuts, and you can see the yields, the 10-year yield rising, and the 20 dropping. Essentially, made the dollar go up. So the less rate cut there is, the more stronger the dollar there is. And essentially, the economic data was showing us that the economic data is still strong, the economy is still strong, so that they price out a lot of rate cuts. So hence the move up on the dollar. But we'll see. We'll see what happens after the elections. They might just want to kind of like prop this up a little bit and show the economy that is really strong right before the election. And those job numbers are still good, all that kind of stuff. But so we'll see probably the real data after the election and how it ends up the dollar playing out. Wait, so so we're coming up to resistance. So 104.1 is pretty much right. This resistance, this one's pretty much close right here. So let's see if it can break above that. Then we're looking at like close to 104.7. I personally don't think we're gonna go straight up there. Maybe like a pullback. If we do want to get up there, maybe a potential like bull flag. But we'll have to really price out a lot of rate cuts for us to even get up here. So I think we're likely going to trade in within this range, 104.7 and around this 102.3, in my opinion, for the dollar here. Let's look at oil. So it's just been very, very volatile because of that. The geopolitical tension and all the news going on. One day it can swing one way, down 4%. Next day can be up because of this news. So, but it's still trading in this range, right? Very clear range. Resistance, right? The structure is low is pretty much the resistance here was from the structure's low, and we rejected from there again at this level, and we're back down again. So it's kind of just trading this range, right? Clear range. But let's take a look to see if it's going to bounce here. So it's making a higher, these higher lows on these pullbacks. So as long as bulls hold above the 69 zone, should be fine. If we zoom out to the weekly, you can see all these higher lows. So big move up, pivot being set, there's a huge move up. So weekly uptrend is still intact. So as long as it does not break the 69 range, where it breaks the weekly trend, the bulls are still okay on the weekly trend. So, and if we bounce there, then we're potentially looking back up closer to try to fill this gap around 75. If not, if this cracks through 69, then we're looking down closer to the 66.5. So for me. All right, let's take a look at gold. Still all-time highs. Been talking about this for like 3-4 months. Don't short the all-time highs and just let it play out. So as long as gold keeps grinding up, forming structures along the way, just let it do its thing. Yeah, sideways structure being formed, right? Bull move, consolidate, structure form, breaks out, another bull move, consolidate, break out, another bull structure. Just keep on letting it do this thing. Let's see. And yeah, I mean, no red flags here, to be honest. We have to see some kind of a blow up top where we kind of just come up and then V shape below for any kind of red flag at this moment. But still no signs of that yet. I'd be watching for that. This is another bull flag here. And then broke out. But we are getting kind of overbought, but it doesn't matter. Like I talked about this many times, where if it's trending overbought, it can stay overbought, and it can just cool things off while it goes sideways like that. And same thing over here, right? Cool things off while it goes sideways like that. Resistance, there is none. Pretty much all-time highs is the resistance. This is the resistance, but doesn't matter when we're trading all-time highs. Support-wise, right? This is the last structure it was built. So for the bulls, just stay above 2720 and don't crack below 2717 here. If it starts cracking below here, right, then there's room for bears to potentially form downtrends. But for now, no signs of that yet. So yeah, just let it play out. And silver. So silver, absolute monster move on Friday. So essentially rotation from gold to silver. Which makes sense. Gold has been really strong, right? Metals has been really strong. And when you do see gold going sideways at around all-time highs, then it could be a good sign where other metals get a rotation. We had this monster 6.43% move, which is insane. We are coming up to resistance. This little top here, resistance, resistance, resistance. So maybe we'll get a slight consolidation, potentially bull flag here, and then come up to test this 34.2. But we'll see how it trades. As long as the metal stays strong and we keep on getting those rotations, then there's no red flags for silver at this moment. Yeah, this move was absolute monster. Nothing was stopping this move. You can see on the even on the short-term time frame, right? It literally every 5-minute candle was was a green one. So yeah, and this resistance won't even count that much. Even it's just a visual guide where it may potentially stop at this area just because it literally ran 6% up to it. And then even if it pulls back, it's no big deal, right? You can just form a bull flag like that. Next thing you know, it goes again, right? So unless we see some kind of a V shape all the way back down and giving it all back, cracking through back to these structures, then that's a red flag for me and then acting as resistance. But for now, no signs of that yet. And if we continue, I like to look for 34.2. And for bears, yeah, you need to do that blow off top thing where you come all the way back down to this 30.4 zone, which is a lot of work, a lot of volume needed for that. Yeah, so don't fight the trend as long as because if you try to short, you could have tried to short here when it was already extended, and guess what? It moved another 2.3%. Right? There's no anywhere here that had a short signal here. Literally bull flag after bull flag after bull flags. But all right, that's all for you guys. Have a great rest of you guys' weekend. And feel free to like, share, and subscribe. You guys made this far, and I will see you guys next weekend and for more commodities and the stock market update. And if anything comes up midweek where it's very significant, I will make a video. But otherwise, have a great rest of you guys' day. See you guys next week.